That means following the norms and procedure decorums of the sadhus, good people, holy people, following their path. So, in that respect, he says sadhu does not mean only the monks are satvritti means holy attitudes, holy behaviors that is to be followed. We talked about the householders, much responsibilities of the householders to be ideal uh, uh, sadhu, ideal bhakta to follow their footsteps. And there are many rules and regulations. We have heard about that. And ultimately, he's talking about their sannyasis also. In Vaishnava tradition, as is also Vedanta tradition, we have our householder devotee in Vedanta tradition, also monks in Vedanta tradition. Vaishnava tradition, sadhus, and also householders. So this is very, for the sadhus, there are also certain principles what are to be noted. So this is not that those who are householders, they will not be sadhu-like. They will practice detachment inside. And monks should be detachment outside and inside, both ways, in and out. So, and what is the ideal? This book suggests that it should be the path as lived by Mahaprabhu Sri Chaitanya. So we say, lived by Sri Ramakrishna, same, the same God, same. So this renunciation is very important. And what is that? Renunciate sadhu. We are talking about that. We have come to that part of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's the authentic book on Sri Chaitanya's life. There, Mahaprabhu has himself said how the sadhu should live. He said that Vairagi Kuribe Sada Nama Sankirtan. He renunciate sadhu. What he'll do? He'll remain engaged in Sada, means all the time, Nama Sankirtan. Name. Repeat the name, Lord's name, Lord's name. Even in Vedanta, you say Aham Brahmasmi. If you think like that, that's also mantra. I am that, not this, not this. In Bhakta, you are a Bhakta. You are this monk, you are a Bhakta. You take the name of the Lord. Rama, 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 Krishna, Krishna, Rama, Krishna, Rama, Krishna. No? Constant. So, Vairagi Kuribe Sada Nama Sankirtan. If you are a monk, you should be engaged primarily, always taking the holy name. Magiya Kuya Kare Jivana Rakshan. And he will go to door and beg food. How much to food? Jivana Rakshan. Just to survive. Not for luxury of the tongue and not for preservation. I take it tomorrow, I sell it, okay, I keep it. That type of life should not be. Like it's called, that's why sannyasis are called, they are what you know, they are like the bird. The birds, what the birds do. Birds just go run, is hungry. That time they go and try to find where is the food, gets it, will pick up. Well, then come and start chanting the name of the Lord, we call, or they're all in their own mood, whistling and making joy and fun, no? And then again feel hungry before evening, and then hungry, they go here and there and get something happy. And never, they cannot accumulate. We human have the idea that we can use it today, I'll use it tomorrow, and that will be for the freezer for the third day. So I need not worry. But Mahaprabhu says, Magiya Koribe Kore Jivana Rakshan. You will preserve your body. How? Magiya means begging. By your kore, in your hand. That means in your hand means not much. There are sadhus in the Himalayas, they call Karapatri. Kara means hand. That is their patra, means the plate. That is their plate. They go and knock at the door, and if anyone gives hold like that, and then finish. No plate, no nothing, and they go to Ganga and wash the hand and drink little, just finish. Extreme type of sadhu.
So one of Mahaprabhu's disciples, he was also having the sannyasi life. So once he was his sevak, his attendant. Then after lunch, Sri Chaitanya would take one of that amlaki, that one of the fruits, dry fruit. So then he would give that one. So nearby there was a forest. They were walking together. So then he found one, and he gave one to him, and he saved one to give it to his like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only next day.
His disciple collected one for tomorrow to feed Mahaprabhu, his teacher. And seeing that, he got so mad.
Next day, after food, then he wanted one. Then the disciple right away gave. Then he said that yesterday you took so long time to give it to me. Today, how did you get it so quickly? He said that yesterday I went to forest to get it, but I saved one for today. So he said that, oh, you have saving tendencies. You can't be a sadhu. You leave.
He's very austere. And he used to train his disciples very, very, very strong. It's not for ordinary people, cannot handle that. So you see, you collected for me, but you have the tendency of collection. If you have a tendency of collection, you are not a monk. Monk should be like a bird, as I gave the example. You are hungry, go get, finish. And then you preserve it for yourself. That means you have a tendency inside for thinking of your body, to preservation of the body. Extreme. Our lifestyle is little different. But still, if one can keep the ideal, that's as much as we can keep the ideal always high. বৈরাগী হইয়া যেবা করে পরাপেক্ষা, being a monk who depends on something else for others. কার্যসিদ্ধি নহে কৃষ্ণ করেন উপেক্ষা. They don't attain their success. And the Lord himself ignores him. He is thinking of himself. I will supply. But you have to think about. That means your surrender is lessening. When you are a wandering monk, if you think that, okay, I have eaten, tomorrow I'll keep it in my stock, that I need not go to, that means you are thinking of yourself. But God is there to protect you. Why you are thinking of yourself? That is your lack of your surrender attitude is coming. That's why it is saying that God will not look after. If you have something, who helps? Who helps other? Who has nothing? Suppose if someone comes to beg, and you see that so much money in his pocket, and he's begging for, could you give me money? So will you give money? Well, you have. You don't need it. Rather, there are people who have not it. So say, this is the spirit. So it is do you mean anything else, your question?
I forgot.
বৈরাগী হইয়া যেবা করে পরাপেক্ষা, being a monk who depend on others or for his support and sustenance. God. And parapeksha is not man, but God. Depend on God. God will feed you. And it can be felt when you are wandering monk. Really, you can feel that.
I do remember. So they say that you have to have a strong body to attain realization. How can you have that strong body if you're not eating balanced food and like daily?
Yeah, but that is one level. This is another level, ideal monk. Because we are working, no? Swamiji said, because in that, if you have total detachment like that, you have raised to that consciousness, you surrender totally. That's okay. But suppose in our order, if you become a monk and you are not strong, you become sick. So other brothers will have to serve you with medicine, with food.
Because you're working.
No, if you are not strong enough, so who you are to take care of others, but instead you need that help from others. So that's why Swamiji said, be strong so that you can serve others. And that's also Sannyasi's idea. You are not thinking of yourself. You are eating for what? For good of others. But that, how many people think that I am doing good for others? I am eating. When I eat, I like it. And then I am enjoying myself. So that attitude is the major thing. That means you should be very careful about monastic life, that our purpose is what. And real attitude, but here, yes, we should have to keep, that's why Sharira Rakshan means what? As much as you need. Your question is also answered. It does not mean that you are making yourself weak by not eating, by not, but eat that much food that is needed, not excessive. As excessive food, Latu Maharaj, Ramakrishna said, Latu, you don't eat so much. And then his mother gave, and he went to complain to Mother, Holy Mother. Hey, why do you give food? They have come here for spiritual practice. So they don't come here for other things. So this is the thing. বৈরাগী হইয়ে করে জিহ্বার লালসা. Those being a monk who is lalasa means the taste for tongue. That's good, this good, this good. Those who do পরমার্থ যায় আর হয় রসের বসা. Paramartha, your supreme goal is left. Because attention is going for good tongue, to satisfy the tongue. Because major problem of human life is two. This taste and the sex. People live in these two things. If you just go to the whole world, this world is this. And how many ways you can eat, how many ways you can enjoy. So they are going to the root cause of that, using the language differently, understand the spirit. So that's why Mahaprabhu placed that idea. Sakapatra phalamule udaro bharan jaharo lalasa jei iti uti rai. Sishnodor parayon Krishna nahi pai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. One is to maintain one's body with vegetables, greens, fruits, roots, and whatever. And chant, main for chanting the Lord's name. Ours is little different because you'll have to do that plus serve. That's why you need a strong body to work on that. But not for satisfying the tongue. Just pouring ghee in the fire. So those who neglect this idea and runs here and there in order to satisfy their tongue, such a person being devoted to the genitals and tongue can never attain Krishna. You see, Baba, this is a strong word.
So his question was that to have balanced food and all these things, that he is not
No, that is not convenient.
But not around.
No, that's the lastfully, whatever you take anything which makes you a slave. What makes me a slave? I want this, if I not, that's not. But for health, this is needed, that's all. But there you are not, you are free. How much we need for our good health? That's not different. He's talking about people. No. This is a common problem of ordinary sadhakas, spiritual seekers. So to guard against them.
It's like in the Bhagavad Gita, it says, "He who eats without offering to God incurs sin."
Incurs sin, right? Meaning you are eating, seeing that you are satisfying your tongue, as it were. No. Is offer it to God and think that He is blessing it, and then you take it. That attitude, that the defects of this looking at the food in that way goes away. So this is again eating. These two principles, Mahaprabhu said. And not that now we have heard this verse again. A monk, Gramma katha na kahi na sunibe. Monk should not, Vaishnava should not hear or na kahibe. He will not see, say, neither he will hear. What? Gramma katha. Gramma katha is that's gossip, mundane talk, useless talk, worldly talk. These are all worthless. Every day you talk, it has no benefit out of it. So avoid that. Nor should they bhalo na khaibe or bhalo na poribe. Even good dress. A monk should not have good dress. But we live in the society. Forget us who live in the society. But that shouldn't be too luxurious, no? You may have, we mostly use good dress. It should not be so luxurious that you have to put the silk here, you have to put the gold here. It is not necessary. Ordinary, decent, nice, beautiful, covered and dignified dress. So, and those are monks wandering in the street. For them, there is no question of good dress. Whatever the dress they get, they use it. Even in Himalayas, they don't get much dress. So sometimes they use the loin cloth and they smear their body. Sometimes you will find that sadhus are wearing some gunny bag, thrown away gunny bag. Whatever they got it, they get it. They use it just to cover in the society. But we are not going that far. But this question is that only question of I'm a very decent taste. I want this type of cloth, this type of shirt, this type of... No. That is an obstacle because your mind is digressing to the becoming little nice looking. That means again you are going back to the body idea. Spiritual life is going to beyond the body idea. And when you are going to the body idea, then you are missing it again. So, then bhalo na khaibe, don't eat excessive food. Bhalo means good, palatable food, and wear fine clothes. Then, amani manado hoye Krishna naam sadalave. Amani manado hoye. Everyone can offer respect, honor. To whom? Who is an honorable person, no? If some big guy comes, we all become humble and go there. Anyone can do that. But he who can show respect to a person who is not to be respected, others feel that he is ordinary guy. I don't care for him. If you can show respect there, then you are a sadhu. See, what are the ideals of sadhu life? We should note down and also think that this Mahaprabhu lived that way. Amani manod hoye Krishna naam sadalave. He will take the name of Krishna, he will take the name of the Lord, even honoring a person who is not worthy of honor. No one honors that person, but you will show respect to that person. So that's your greatness or your character, your sadhu-like attitude. Broje Radha Krishna Seva Manase Karibe. And you can go to the Broja, the holy land. Our land will be Dakshineshwar, Belur Math. If you can go there and then take the name of the Lord, that's best. If not, in the mentally, you create a Vrindavan, a heart. Your heart is holy land. Create a holy land here and live with Krishna there. Live with the Lord there. So, this is the monastic idea.
So, the Oman, then like that, the person who is not respectable and you are giving
honor to that person.
So, isn't it contradictory to don't throw your pearls among the swines?
That is another point. That's a personal give and take is there. You are giving your pearls to, you are giving additional advice. He does not need it. It is not that. If an ordinary man has come, you are also respectful because you are seeing God is there also. That's a different aspect. There comes that you are there, you have something to give. You have some pearls. So whom will you give? Suppose you have to give some food. Whom will you give? You will give who is hungry, who is just in need. Don't give to that person who does not need it and give him. Or, huh? And then give him or her, he will not care for that. So he will throw away. So that is the thing. Give whatever you want to give to a proper person. Gita says, and exactly who is needed, that type of person, then kalecha. At the particular time you are giving, particular type of thing you are giving, which is needed for that person. So that will be the best. So these are ideal. Sannyasi should never reside in the same village, as I have told you, that one should not live there for a one village as his family members. That then what happens? Same. Very guard. These are guarding points of guarding yourself. That you see, if you are there, you will feel attached. Today you will be not feeling. What is there? I am with my going to my home. Okay, you go home 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Then what will happen? There is no distinction between a monk and then a person who is a good householder. Good householders live in the home. But people will learn from that, oh, he being a monk, he lives like this. They will not get the benefit of of a monk's life. Sannyasi should never reside in the same village as his family members. That's why it is said after 12 years. Only you go once to see your family, mom, dad, and touch, and stay 3 nights and then come away. Don't get attached again. But modern time has changed. We can adjust accordingly. But ideal to remember that don't get entangled. Once you have given up, and then you get entangled after 10 years, this is this. You have given up. If you go, then you will miss this side. You cannot maintain both sides unless you are Brahmogyan. If you are a realized soul, then you stay wherever you stay, it is no problem. Whether in home, whether in the street, whether in a palace, it matters not. But when you are a monk, still practicing monk, rigid. No. Least attachment comes in my mind, and if I get attached, then my journey will be lost. Many people fall down from the ideal because of this little here and there. If you're not careful to tight those loose ends.
How do we fall if it's all up to mother ultimately?
Now, if you say mother, then you should behave. The sadhus are behaving. In the name of mother, I cannot go and indulge myself in something else, and mother will protect. If you are egoless, then it's mother. But my ego is saying I should go. So if your ego is not there, and you go without any attachment, without any impulse, then mother has taken me there. That's okay. No problem. But to reach that point only, till we reach that point, we have to be a little careful. But we actually, in our order, we respect. Respect, of course, everyone respects their mom and dad, but not to frequent them. So that what happens, you cannot do much help to them. After being a monk, your own life, you cannot help them. But if you go too much, what will happen? They will expect. Slowly in their mind, they'll go, and you also feel obliged. No, mom is really in certain difficulty. Then you will think, oh my God, how can I be here and mom is like that? So this is a pull. That's why they say, if you don't keep touch, God will take care of everyone. See, those sadhus who are in India, so Belur Math, and that's a strict rule. They don't normally go. But now it is modern time has come. It is little loose maybe. But they don't entertain that much. But also at the same time, you are not disrespectful. If mom is sick, go and check on it and say and sit. But you cannot do anything. If you have to do something there, then you have to miss this side. And go 1 month you stay, and then what happens? Then mom will find a girl. to find a man, or the daughters to find a boy. No. So these are guard, monastic life, rigidity of the monastic life. So sannyasi should never reside the same village as his family members. It is strictly prohibited for them to see men and women who are attached to the sense objects. They ought not to have any contact with conversation with the other opposite sex, women and men, like that. Even by mistake, that means to guard. Our society, and this society we are talking about, Mahaprabhu came which year? Which were about 500 years now. Mahaprabhu came. No. So society of 500 years back, expectation of the society was different. And where society has moved little forward. So naturally now we are not like that. We will not see women or men like that. But we will say, why not see mother in them? See sister in them, or see brother in them.
1486. 1486, 18 February.
1486. So this is
February.
He and Sri Ramakrishna had the same birthday.
Okay. Now, let us see. Sannyasi is not to beg alms from houses of persons engrossed in sense enjoyment, Visai. That means you go to household, but don't go to those people who earn money in a wrong way, or who are very much addicted to something, particularly worldly minded, too much worldly minded. So Vishaya, for who are engrossed in sense enjoyments, for by doing so, the consciousness becomes contaminated. That's the point. There comes the purity of the food we talk about. If it comes from some person who is that's why it is called, who is preparing the food. When you are preparing the food, if you take the name of the Lord, you are putting sattvic thing into the food itself. And the person who is very worldly minded thinks of the bad, negative things in the mind. That negative vibration is entering into the food. That's a subtle thing. Gross thing he has talked about. Don't talk so that you get involved into some relationship. Don't get into that. Men for the women, women for the men. That is monastic life. But another point is that also food when you take, if you find that. But we are not that. We are all thinking that we purify. That's why we purify prasad. And we offer it to God. Then we eat. So monks should practice this. For by doing so, the consciousness becomes contaminated, and one can never perform bhajan of Sri Krishna with an impure consciousness. That means your mind, you will find that your mind is distracted that day with such type of food. But when you eat food cooked by monks and nuns, good devotees who are repeating the holy name, their food will give some spiritual boosting. Your mind will be pure. That's why our Upanishad said, Ahara Shuddho Shatta Shuddhi. If you eat good food by Shuddha, means pure. Pure means when it is chanted in God's name. That's why some people do the beautiful music, spiritual music. So that creates the environment, vibration. There is one of our cook here, and that Prasad, he used to come, and he was there for a long period here. And when he went, Trammakam jayamahe sugandhing pushtivardhanam urvarupamiva vandanat mritturmukshyamamritat. That is repeated for 1,000 times. No? And it is going on. I mean, why are you making this hey, play? You are not chanting. Then no, it is improving the environment here. Yeah.
But most of the time when I cook, I don't have time to think anything at all.
That means good. You're not thinking negative thing.
I'm just holding my breath and trying to finish it on time.
That's okay, good. That means you are not. And sadhu is always pure by their nature. You are all monks and brahmacharis, so you are all pure. But at the same time, if you take the name of the Lord, it will be over poor. And if you don't take, don't think negative, then it will be bad. Or anger, frustration, those things that infiltrates into the food.
You can use the mantra with the bodily movements too. So yeah. Because when you set up what you're gonna do and you have everything together and you have the vision what you're gonna do, then as you do it, you just chant in your mind.
Yeah, you can practice several ways. Acha. Now, uh, it is improper for renunciate to construct a matha, meeting place, or any other such building, because by doing so they become behavior. It is saying that those people sometimes becoming monk, no, or renunciate, they want to build their own center. My center, I'm the head of this center, I am creating. Don't create, because you are again building up another worldly business. Why you do? You have come for God. Your every service is given to God. But some people do that. Many private centers, private places, they get out of this. Even from Ramakrishna order, many sadhus go out, and then some remain in bhajan. Yes, I don't like, I want to be more meditative. Here is more work. I am not actually that much work oriented. So I want to absorb. That's okay. But someone goes and builds a center, following, knowing all these rules and regulations to do something. Well, it may be good for others, but for your spiritual good, it is not that important, because your ego, you are getting putting that ego in the flame. It is desirable for him to absorb in remembering Lord while worshipping. Say the singing, sing, eating and sleeping of a renunciate sadhu. How they eat. Again, we have talked about that. They can discuss on this point again and again. In the days, Mahaprabhu was absorbed day and night in the same mood of separation from distressed yogin Radha. Radha's attitude, Ramakrishna also. Taking the mood of Radharani is to think of Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. His renunciation reached its utmost pinnacle. He was oblivious to hunger and thirst. The day and night, streams of tears would flow from his eyes. His body, which was softer than flower, had become like dry. Devotees were greatly aggrieved to see his extremely emaciated body. So that time, one of the devotee, a bhakta, he brought some cloth, soft cloth, to be used by Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu, seeing that, scolded that disciple who brought it reluctantly and threw away that one, saying that monk's life is not for any type of luxury, any types of our Madhavananda Swami, our president. No, Madhavananda Swami's many books are there. You can find that Brahma Sutra and other. He was our General Secretary Maharaj for a long time. He came here. He inaugurated our Santa Barbara temple. That Swami. And he became the president of our order. President Maharaj, Madhavananda Maharaj. He used to say, somebody, he has a old, what do you call the cushion for sitting for meditation for a long time. And it is so old, it is getting tattered and is not very little thick, because old age, to sit on a soft cushion will be comfortable. But it was so bad. So one day the attendant Swami managed one new cushion and put it there when he will be coming for meditation in the evening in that place. And he came, and seeing immediately, he called his attendant. What is this? Where is my old one? Well, now Maharaj, one devotee brought this new one. It is little soft. You have become a little old. So it will help you. So I have given it to him. And Maharaj got so mad and then said, bring back that one and tell that devotee that no one have realized God without tears in the eyes and doing austerities. The soft bed, soft seat, this is not for monks. That means they're to that extreme. And I'm talking when he is the president, not an ordinary brahmachari or his ordinary man, not the assistant general, say, not the general secretary, not further highest president, huh? Who is the guru of all of us. Huh? And he is saying, my old tattered cushion. These are examples, not that we should have to only find spirituality by using a tattered, what do you call the cushion. but what indicates that you have to be watchful that vow of renunciation, vow of poverty. These ideals should not be lowered down. But because our weakness enters like what is called putting the nose, putting the nose, and then then entering into the room. First, you put your nose inside and make a space, and then enter. This is the way our luxury, our weaknesses of physical comfort. Camel. putting the nose.
First the
head, and then breaking it. So this is the weak point of our mind. It enters through these little holes. So that's why very important. Now, necessity for both householder and renunciation to accept initiation and necessity of accepting a guru. It is necessary for both householder or a monk have a spiritual teacher. Everyone have to guide for guidance. So these are monastic principles, has been mentioned. The necessity of both grihastha and the sannyasis to give up bad association. You may say that, oh, I'm a monk. What is there? No, you should be, Ramakrishna said, even a holy man needs holy association. So that mind is always kept in a higher level. Because always mind has a tendency to go this way down. You get a little lose it little bit, you will find that it has gone somewhere else. Even meditation time, you look at that every day's experience. No, you are thinking of God, and you do not know when it has taken you to some other ground. So this is the nature of the mind. So for a monk or for a householder, this is very important that they should have to be away from bad association, negative people, negative thinking. No association other than the association of devotee and devotee is beneficial. For association to qualify a sangha, the following consideration are applicable. One is not to associate with a sadhu who has a faulty conception of the Siddhanta. Siddhanta means the goal. That's very important. Don't associate with people who have false identity or understanding about the goal of life. Maybe monk. You are a monk. You should not be going to make association with people whose own conception is clumsy. That means you are going with a good mind, but your mind is getting distorted. So that's why this is important. Association, other than the association of the devotee or who has own conviction fixed. Faulty concept, because all the philosophies have come from conception, no? Dualism, non-dualism, qualified non-dualism, reflection, bimbo pratibimbo philosophy, the reflection philosophy, all this philosophy, conception, how I think about God. So go to a person who have clear conception of life, God realization, And that God, what is God? That's why it is said, Guru's description. Normally we read that who is a Guru? Who has read the scriptures and not only read, understand its significance and meaning. What is the real meaning? Huh? Confused meaning, then that teaching will come confused. I am already confused. If I go to somebody and he gives a confused idea in me, I'll be confused to that part 2 square. And then I will ruminate on that, it will be multiplying, more confused, more confused. That's why many people, if they don't go to a good holy person who have clear conception, that's why in our tradition, you are reading Mahapurush Maharaj's book, no? Clear conception. You are reading in the morning. That conception is so clear. Listen to that. That is called Sadhu Sangha. Don't read books where, because in this country and every country, people within reading 10, 20 books, they got an idea and start writing book. First you realize that. And you think this is good, but when you realize it will be different, no? So that's why in Indian tradition, spiritual tradition, people don't pay attention much in writing and things, but absorbing. So remember, this is very important, to mix with sadhus even who have a clear understanding, or bhakto who have clear understanding. Otherwise, don't get confused in your spiritual journey. That's called the Siddhanta. Siddhanta means the conclusion. What is the conclusion? Ramakrishna said, God realization is the conclusion. No second ideal here. That is the goal. To reach that goal, you follow this path, that path, that path, that path. But goal, always remember. Suppose you drive a car, you may make mistake here and there, no? But always if you remember, I'll have to go to San Diego, then what will you do? You will ask anybody. Huh? And that person may misguide you. Still, if you are sincere, you want to remember San Diego, then by any means you go here and there, you will be reaching San Diego. So conception should be clear. What is the goal of life? Monk's life. Why are you monk? Why to monk? God realization. Why to renounce? God realization. Why to do all this austerity? Only to attain that absolute bliss which is called God realization. No. So conception clear. That is the more important point. There are different ideas. Even all the tradition, no? Vaishnava tradition, there will be various ideas. Madhacharya will say one way. Then maybe Ramanuja will talk about some other way. Different schools of thought in each tradition. In our Vedanta tradition, how many divisions are there? So, but clear ideas will be there. It may suit your nature, but you have to be knowing that your idea is I am that, to understand that experience. That should be the goal. Whatever you are doing, is it leading you to that path? Or you are associating with someone, you are getting that message, or it is a contrary message. UDP. And the UDP, then the current Acharya is Madhacharya. Madhacharya said both Karmis and Gyanis are bereft of bhakti, and I am observing these symptoms present in your Sampradaya. Your Sampradaya has one virtue, it accepts deity from the Bhagavan. It is inappropriate to stay in a place where there is apparent inappropriate combination of melos and opposition to the principle of bhakti. You are a bhakti student, so stay in a place where your bhakti does not get destroyed. Sometimes someone ridicules this, that, so your spirit should go away. See, in other words, in any person desire to recite a song has written Swarupa Damodar, they first examine that composition and decide whether or not it is pleasing to God or not. You may compose something, but you have to understand this composition will please the Lord. It is making my idea about God realization or expressing the truth of God, or it is creating more confusion in the mind of others. The necessity for both householder and financiers to be compassionate to others and serve sadhus. Another quality. Be you remain in your home, or be you a monk. Both of you have to follow these two principles: compassionate to others, feel for the others' suffering, be compassionate, and serve the sadhus. Beautiful idea. Two idea. In householder, of course, they do. That is their primary job. Sannyasis may think, I am a monk. Why I shall have to do anything? No. The two principles: be always compassionate to others, first thought, because that will make you the ideal person in spiritual life, and serve sadhus. As we see, Apurvananda Swami joined Swami Apurvananda, nighttime reading. He was a brahmachari, he joined, but what all through he is doing? Sadhu seva, service to sadhu. And see how he's always putting himself so in the back burner, as you say.
Junior sadhu or senior sadhu?
Whatever, sadhu.
Junior to you or senior to you?
Both. Serve, junior you will serve with spiritual ideas and your spiritual values, and with giving as much as you can, love. And senior Swami, by personal service. If you can, and if not, whatever is within your reach you can do. So it is depend. But spirit is important. You have to do it. That's why they made it bold. The heart of a sadhu is soft like a flower and hard like a thunderbolt. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita says it is the nature of great people, great personalities, Mahan, to visit the homes of the fallen for the sake of delivering them. In doing this, they do not possess even the slightest sting of selfishness. The good sadhus, no? The Ramakrishna used to go to Calcutta and find people and redeem them. Mahaprabhu used to run here and there, sit and help them to come out. Christ, they say, to make them. Mary Magdalene, another story we find that they become saints. No, so they come out of the way to show their grace. But we are not that strong. Don't attempt that. First you become strong and then you do it. You have money, then you can give it. No. So spiritual life is giving. Main thing, you are compassionate. People criticize, he is such and such, he is bad and bad. I was reading the other day, what they say. Your feet is open. Cover your feet. Yeah. So, what was that? I was going to say.
Reading about something. Mentioning about some reading.
I forgot now. It's the turn. Acha. Mahapurushas, great person, visit the home fallen for the sake of delivering them. Acha. How a vow should be taken? Do not be afraid. One should deal affectionately with the Vaishnavas. That is always. It should be soft and kind to one who is a Vaishnava, means a devotee of God, because they are always, by their nature, they become soft. But otherwise, criticism, you can criticize a person, that does not neither make good to that person, neither to you. If I do criticism, criticize somebody, I don't do good to that person, because that person will not come to me anymore. Too much criticism, he will avoid him. and by criticizing, you are bringing the negative thoughts in your mind. So, but if you are really given some responsibility to look after someone's spiritual life, that's a different thing. But for normal life, we should not be. But how to see good in them? Holy Mother's word.
Can we stop for questions?
Oh, shall we put on the question?
No question.
You have a question? Okay. Acha, let me see where does it end. Just a minute. Okay, just quickly. Send it. Hey, Mahaprabhu said, "You are who one who is affectionate to you is most fortunate." He's talking about Rai Ramananda or somebody. So it is saying that be compassionate for others. That's okay. Sadhus and so now we have come giving instruction only after practicing them oneself and necessary of purity of the heart. He's pointing that people can give advice all the time as is easy. But are you practicing that yourself? Ramakrishna's example that one patient came to a doctor and doctor observed everything and then what to eat? Say, well, I'll tell you another day, come another day and then I'll tell you what to eat. Medicine has been given. Both things are necessary. No, you have to take some medicine as also diet. Diet and what is the diet? He said, diet I will tell you next day. And the poor guy had to walk in a village and went back 3-4 miles walking and then came back again next day. And then he said, don't take molasses. Molasses, means sugar. Don't take sugar. And that guy said, I came only to hear this much. You could have told yesterday. Yesterday, when you gave me the medicine, you could have said, don't take molasses. Well, no, that will not work because that yesterday I have molasses containers here full of molasses. I like molasses. If I say you don't take, then you will not believe me. That's why I removed everything. That's why I am telling you, don't take molasses. That means first you, what you are behaving, that advice is useful. Otherwise, people give advice not following themselves. Aponi achari dharma jibere sikhaye. The one should follow one's own dharma, acharan, and then teach it to others. Anyhow, so giving instructions only after practicing them oneself and the necessity of purity of heart. You should have to create an attitude of purity of the heart. How day by day our heart becomes more pure, purer and purer and purer. By noble thought, by same procedure, repeating the holy name, serving the holy people, by any means, just to be purer. Heart should be pure. Okay, now your question, and then we'll end.
So that's the point. Compassion for others and serve sadhus. The first half. Compassion works differently in different people, right? So some others, they hear about other suffering and they get sad, but others don't. So what's the purpose of the compassion? So
compassion means you are not thinking of yourself. If you think of others, suppose we are safe, we are having food, we are not going out, we don't need anything. But now, suppose a little, I cannot do anything, but I feel for them. That's your compassion. Even then, you pray to God. Suppose now some homeless people, we don't want that they should disturb us at this. But at the same time, one side, suppose you have to put yourself in his shoes. Compassion will come naturally. When you think why he is doing, as if he is a culprit, he is doing something wrong. But if you put yourself in the shoes of that person, okay, had I been in his situation, what I would have done. I have no home, I don't have any restroom, I cannot go anywhere, I cannot sleep anywhere, and I am to maintain distance, I have to wash my hand. Hurry, God has given us so much opportunity. So I should be thankful and I should feel for them. I may not do anything. So that is the idea, that we should have to have that feeling. As you generate that feeling, you become noble. Swami Vivekananda could not remove the suffering of the world, but he used to weep for the suffering of others. Night time, this day, he was world renowned in the Chicago Parliament. And the night he came back to stay in a host house, and seeing the beautiful heavy bed and nice everything, and he in the floor, he wept whole night, feeling for the suffering hundreds and thousands and millions of people who are unfed, who have no clothing. He said he felt the sympathy because he is Vivekananda. He can think so much, but we can think in our own way, little something, and sometimes you can go to help them little bit without disturbing the normal protocol and things. So that's a noble virtue, and that makes you great. Otherwise, what is spirituality? If you become selfish or you don't think for anyone's suffering, you cannot feel at all. You cannot understand what is the situation they are going through. See that whether most of the homeless people in the Skid Row or other areas go there, how they are living under the tent day and night. Where is their, how they are living, how they are sitting, how they are eating, where their food, what is their clothing, where is their shower. Think about that. That does not mean that you can do something for them. At least you can cry and pray to God, oh Lord. And there you are also there in them. Please do something. You can help. So many people in a family are now COVID affected and this and that.
Yeah, like three small children and both parents died.
See.
Now they are all three minor children have to go to orphanage. They don't
See. So now at least we do not do anything, but you should feel that way. That is the idea. Okay. So thank you. So we end here. We'll be able to meet you again. I see that here are some few of them. Thank you, Michelle and Jogoshala.
Jogoshala is Angela.
Angela. Okay, Angela. Thank you. And many of you are there. Thank you all. So I can't see, it is a Zoom. Then we could have seen you all.
Everybody's saying pranam.
Okay, my respect for all of you. And our Parama, our Snigdha, the regular members who used to come, could not come. Our Adrija Durga, our regular members, many of you used to come. But yes, what can we do? We should pray to God.
Kalpana, pranam Swamiji.
Kalpana.
Durga, Jai, pranam Maharaj. Samati, thank you.
Thank you.
Little namaste.
Thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Jai Ma, Jai Ma. Stay well and keep well. And we will meet you at 7:30. Whoever can come, please come. Jai Ma.
Class? What class?
Next class is Nectar of Supreme Knowledge, Yoga Vasishta at 7:30 p.m. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ram Krishna Panamastu. Thank you.
I had one more question.
Bolo.